So yeah, thank you so much to all of you for joining. I think we have around 20 people joining from different parts of India and the world as well. So looking forward to a very exciting discussion from you guys. Thank you.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. I think we have Gautam Mate joining from the US as well. So good morning to him, and good afternoon to a bunch of other folks from the European zone as well. Excited to have 5 to 6 of our IIFT juniors presenting our case study for this season. The same case study has been given to 13 of our folks. So this is the first cohort that we'll be presenting. The case study that was initially given, I wanted to share the screen, but I'll just take a quick, I'll just tell a couple of quick notes as to what we're trying to delve deep down. So after our initial discussions with Taco, we realized that, there's a concept of 2 meters society coming in. That is, of course, 1.8 meters and 1.5 meters, depending on the kind of European country you are coming from. Different countries have given their own nomenclatures as well, and there's a lot of debate happening as to how the new normal would be. Primarily in the digital customer journey, we are expecting staggering changes in the coming months, and we are expecting that whether it is India, whether it is Europe, whether it is US, there will be a lot of changes happening in the digital spectrum with regards to the customer journey, with regards to the customer understanding of the new normal, as well as their embedded nomenclatures as well as to how do they perform in the new normal. Now, with that, with that being the context, 5 of our cohort members will explain taking a digital model that they have zeroed in on and try to follow through for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Post that, we have our mentors as well as some of our guests who are the panelists on the team, and they will be scoring them on 2 or 3 areas. One is innovativeness. Second is feasibility and implementable solution, and third is how coherent the entire solution is. So after the call, I'll be sending across Excel link to the panelists specifically, including Taco as well. And yes, the floor is open, guys. Good luck. Someone from the IIFT cohort can take over. Thank you.
All the best.
Good evening, everyone. We welcome all our panelists and the organizers to this case study competition. We are Team Digital Maneuvers from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, are pursuing our post-graduation in MBA IB, representing Cohort 1A for the case study challenge of Herbalist Partners. I am Ekta Bhatt and I specialize in SEO and SEM.
I am Nishant Kumar. I have a specialization in research.
I'm Neha Sharma and I specialize in lead generation.
I'm Ravi, I specialize in web content management.
I'm Trinka, I specialize in content marketing.
So, we went through a lot of thinking and research to select the product for a post-COVID digital transformation, and at last came up with the apparel industry, because what better to take than clothing, one of the essentials of living for a human. So we did some secondary research and came up with a major plan with a major pain point that people who shop online and who don't would face or are facing currently. Then, to get more closeness into the whole situation, we conducted a survey of around 121 odd people that confirmed the whole story. But first, let us take you to an overview of the industry.
So first, we'll analyze the market effectiveness based on 4 parameters. First would be the size and the growth of the market in terms of revenue. Second would be the number of users. And third would be the average revenue realization per user. Fourth would be the sales analysis based on the segmentation of the market. So if you see the revenue, India's online apparel market growth is about 2 times in the next 5 years. It will reach about 13 billion in 2024. And the number of users is currently 386 million, and it is going to be increased by 75% in the next 5 years. If you'll see the sales segmentation, so we'll see that 2 by 3rd of the whole user base is below 35 years, and users would decline when we will move to the upper age bracket. Women's wear segment has the largest share on the online platform, and users are equally split between amongst low, middle, and the high income groups. If you see some of the challenges For this industry, it is the return rate for the apparel sales is slightly higher than any other business. 30% of revenue is lost and the reverse logistic costs go up due to the majority of fitting problems. So next, we'll analyze the post-COVID scenario. So if you'll see that COVID disrupted the financial market, supply chains, and crushed the consumer demand. Slowdown in the economy was already there before the pandemic, but effect of pandemic will be for years. So first thing related to the global economy would be the survival instinct. Apparel industry is disproportionately affected given its discretionary nature. Investor confidence is below 2008 financial crisis level. Key takeaway for the company is they should focus more to strengthen their core business. So next would be the consumer shift. So if we will analyze the consumer sentiment, it is all-time low. They are increasingly embracing the digital technology and the solution. So they are demanding a steeper discount, and company will have to reduce their inventory level. They will have to offer a strategized promotional strategy. And next would be the digital escalation. Live streaming, for example, on the e-commerce platform like Tobo has increased 7 times post-COVID. Same with the 13% of consumers first time launched about the online retailers. And the brand should not just focus on the becoming digitally adept, but they should be digitally front runners. Next would be the driving and shakeout. This says that this is a time for consolidation among the industry, and this indicates that the merger acquisitions and the insolvencies would be take place in the future. What is the innovation imperative for the future? Use this time to reinvent how you do what you do and bring consumers new alternative, and in the process even try to reinvent your brand. Next, we'll analyze the primary research related to the problem.
So our primary research includes data analysis from 121 odd shoppers. If you can see the first pie chart, it is over 60% of the audience prefer online shopping. In the second bar graph, you can see that out of 121 people, 101 people had the issue of fitting, which was the major, followed by availability issue, delivery issue, and then the payment issue. In the third pie chart, over 91% of the audience feel that the standard sizes are not constant and they always vary according to the brands. In the fourth pie chart, you can see that around 77% have never experienced any sort of customization, whether they buy online or the offline. In the fifth pie chart, you can see that around 78 people will always prefer an app that creates their own body avatar based on their body measurement. And in the last pie chart, you can see that in the blue one, which includes only the 3%, that is the COD, that is cash on delivery. So only 3% of the people prefer cash on delivery. This has majorly happened because of the trust issues and the hygiene issues, which has been increased because of the COVID situation. Here in the first graph, you can see that out of 121 people, 66 people, that comes to 54.5% of the shoppers prefer, they tell that there's a challenge of limited option when they buy offline, followed by the size unavailability, and then 25 people tell that there is no trial room available, or if yes, then they are very much uncomfortable. In the second pie chart, you can see that over 85% received their order at their doorstep, but the remaining 15%, they were asked to pick up the order from a near place in the lockdown situation. That is, they have a problem to go and take out the order. In the third pie chart, you can see that around 54% of the audience, they continued to do shopping even in the lockdown. Now, the rest of the analysis will be majorly based on the augmented reality, which is the key structure of our project. So here, 61% of the shopper tells that they will always prefer a retailer that will offer them AR solution over those retailers who do not. And next, 68% of the shopper tells that they will always spend more time with the product if AR was available, whether online or offline. And the last pie chart, you can see that 72% of the shopper tells they might be spending more time or they might buy any product which they were previously not planning if there was AR implemented in their product.
After performing our primary and secondary research, we have found three main problems that people are facing nowadays. Earlier, there have been options for offline shopping, but now we do need to cater to the people who are not comfortable buying online due to various issues. This is high time for the fashion industry to reinvent and digitally transform the process of online clothes shopping. So the three problems we found out were fitting issues, hygiene issues, and return hazards. So taking the parameters like customer behavior on online shopping, what stopped them to buy online, their past experience, we were able to identify these four customer persona who are right for our solution. So first are the conscious buyer. These are the customers who still do not purchase online just because they are not able to find the right size. Another one are the usual contractors. These customers do buy online, but the return rate is very high because they are not satisfied with the product, whether it is color, size, or any other mismatch that can happen buying the product online. Third are the picky customer. These are the customer who need the constant expert guidance. They need someone to choose a right look for them. Due to various social distance norms are in place, they are not able to do this offline. And in online, they are not able to mix match easily. Fourth one are the hygiene conscious customers. Looking at the current circumstances, these customers are majorly facing the issue of the product trial, whether it is online or offline. Next, so looking at these, to make our audience develop trust in the Apple shopping, we have ideated two solutions. First, for the offline stores, they can customize and reinvent using the digital rooms for the offline stores. And second, for the online shoppers, where we can use the option of AI to customize and give the avatar-based solution. So in the end, it will offer a shopping experience totally different to the customer, more comfortable, quicker, and simpler. So it will solve the four problems of social distancing, product trial, return rate, and trust, whether it is online or the offline. So it is a time for the contactless shopping, and we need to find a solution for that. So our product will have four features that are 3D body view capture, body fitting for the product, option to find the right product expert as per the body, shape, and size, and fourth, mix and match.
So let's go through the process flow for the whole customer journey. The customer will choose the desired product in our application. Then through the AR technology, we'll generate a 3D image of that customer. Then we'll generate the measurement metrics with the help of that generated image, and also give some advices by our expertise. Then the customer can try and test the whole the various products present in our website and application through this avatar, and the avatar will also move according to the ways the human body does. Then the mix and match option is available, since all of the products can be tried on that avatar, and then the customer will add the product to the cart, and then the payment and shipping will be done. Customer journey of one of our customers named Ellen. She is a conscious customer in a persona map. So the whole journey is divided into introduction and understanding of the interface, selection, custom size generation, and buying. We came up with a prototype of our product that we have in the form of an application, mobile-based application. The company is named the Clothing Company. So there's an introduction and understanding of the interface, where we have a welcome page and the sign up and login pages. Then we have the apparel selection and search and selection, where we get a multitude of apparels from both for male and female, and consisting of the popular and latest trends. Then the customer, whatever she or he likes, selects the product, and then we move on to the next stage, where the option for image generation and image scanning comes up. The customer just has to stand in between this green line that we see here, and then the 3D image will be of the customer will be generated. Then according to this image generated, we'll have a lot of side generations ranging from height, inseam, hips, low waist, bust, and all other measurements that are not possible right now. And also, with the help of our expertise, we'll also give the suggestions to the customer as to which option should they select for the clothing that they like. Then we move on to the comparison of the avatar and the original image of the customer, which will help the customer look as if the clothing is perfect for him or not. Then if the customer likes the product, then the customer will pay for the product and will check out the product, and soon the product will reach out to their homes.
Now here we are providing the 3D solution for the fashion industry, which is DigiRoom, also known as the virtual fitting room. This is the solution for the offline customers. Here we are going for 3 steps. The first step is 3D body scanning, second is recommendation, and the third is the virtual try-on. In the first step, we will do when the customer enters in the shop, he has to go inside this booth. This booth will 3D scan the whole customer body and will give various parameters such as height, upper waist, weight, chest circumference, calf circumference, hip circumference, BMI, and fat content, which is usually not possible in the offline store. The customer has an option to 3D rotate the body and can even rescan if he wants to. After the customer confirms his body measurement, then our product will recommend the customer the clothes according to his body fitting. The customer do have an option to select or order any clothes that he wants. After the recommendation is done, the customer goes in the third phase, which is the 3D virtual try-on. So here it is the digital information will be overlaid on the physical actual world. By this I mean our product has a camera and a sensor. When a customer is standing in front of the mirror, the camera and the sensor will locate the actual position of the body. How near or far is my body, or at what angle is the customer standing in front of the mirror. Once the mirror is able to locate the exact position of the customer, then he can digitally implement or project the image of the cloth on the customer body. We are also given the option to navigate with the whole user interface so that the customer can even virtually try on the different clothes. So here you can see how the product is calculating the actual position of the body based on how near or far he is standing. After the actual position of the body is calculated, then the design is suited to the customer basis project after this there is a digital image that is projected on the customer. After the digital image is projected, the customer now knows how this particular cloth will look upon him. Now here we can see our hygiene issue and the problem of fitting issue, such as an other return hassle. All these problems are well solution. We are providing the well solution of this. The customer do have an option of eCOD, providing the option of eCOD along with a credit and a debit card so as to ensure the hygiene and the trust factors.
Now let us move to the go-to-marketing strategy. So why do our prospects need this product? Because through a survey, we came up with the various pain points that the customers who shop online and offline face. So we came up with this product to have a solution for those pain points. Who are we selling this product to? We are selling this product to both our online customers as well as offline customers in the form of digital fitting room. And for the online, we have our app based with AR technology. What are we selling? We are selling an clothing app for online shopping with augmented reality features and a digital room fitting for offline stores. Where can we reach them? We can reach them through a lot of options. So digital marketing, since it's all about digital transformation, we have a lot of options in digital marketing that we thought of using, like social media marketing, and in that too Instagram, which is picking up pace day by day, and users are quite engraved in that. Also, we have influencer marketing who have a deep engraved influence on all the customers around the world. Also, email campaigns, Google ads, and coming up on the top search results using SEO is one of our agenda. For offline stores, we have customers and retailers and word of mouth as well as referral mode. So how do we get to the market? Obviously, since it's an application and online shopping, So mobile handset is our first choice for online ones. Digital fitting room for offline stores. Also collaborating with retailers to help them coming up on our platforms. Also listing latest, all the latest fashion brands also available in the market is one of our options. So when should we launch? We thought that this is probably one of the best times for launching our product, since it caters to almost all the pain points that our customers right now have of whether contactless shopping or hygiene or size issue. Also, the online shopping market in India is subjected to grow at a 14% CAGR by 2024. So I think this is the best time for the launch of our product.
Move on to customer acquisition strategy. The phase from where the customer is directed to our application till when we actually complete the sale or he has ordered something on our platform. The first step is drive traffic to the platform or application, which can be done through different ways like advertisement, social media marketing, or digital marketing through different channels. Then email campaigns. Then again through Google Ads, or showing our search results on top of the Google search results through search engine optimization. Also through promotion through retailers or customers using referral model. Second phase is conversion of those traffic into platform into our actual leads. So this is where lead management happens, and different techniques for that lead management using analytics, whatever data it's available on our platform, we can do. And one best technique to convert a lead to our actual customer is through personalized email campaigns, which has a huge advantage, or which has more positivity of converting those lead to customer. Then there is this lead scoring technique wherein you can uh, rank or rate a customer according to their interest in our platform. Higher rating means he has a lot of interest in our platform. Then lead nurturing, wherein we can actually educate our customers or our retailers about the new features or the unknowns in our application. This again can be done through multi-channel communication, but we can prefer email campaigning, personalized email campaigning, and other marketing automations. The final phase is where pre-sales and post-sale phase. So here we would like to implement automated CRM systems, keep track of all the contact records or the communication records with the customer, wherein it avoids the customer support team to again freshly add those customer details or ask customer for his details. So all the records available, the prior records, pre-contacts available with the customer can be available there. And post sales, which we can use personalized emails again, asking for the feedback for reviews and ratings, and then promoting our latest features available on the application. Next, we move on to growth strategy. We have designed this into 4 different categories, because, keeping in mind what are the markets available. So here majorly we'll concentrate on the bottom right block, wherein this diversification strategy, because India is a new market for this kind of products. We want to concentrate more on India now and launch in India. So this can be done through driving organic traffic to our application or platform, and then which ways we can do that. Most of the marketing solutions or digital marketing solutions are available in the market. We can use those techniques to drive the traffic to with new retailers who are in the market, who has region specific brands or clothing available to satisfy that region specific customers. And one major thing here through which we can attract the customers are by offering heavy discounts, because this is a new product and we are entering into a new market. And mostly people would obviously like it when we offer huge discounts on our platform. And the other strategies like existing market and already existing product, like European countries, most of the European countries and North American countries, and then some of the Northeast Asia, Japan or China. So wherein already this kind of applications or products are available, we can later, at later stages, we can plan how we can launch this application in those areas, considering all these strategy techniques. Moving on, these are some measuring success metrics by which we can know how well our application is performing or how well user is getting engaged on our platform. So some of the factors which we considered are growth and activation. By this, we can see how many new users are getting registered on application, how frequently they are ordering, and not just registering onto application, but they are active on our application. Then user engagement. So how frequently a particular customer is ordering in a period of month, uh, because you just can't allow as many users as on our platform, but they are doing nothing. So that can be measuring success. So then user retention is a user. Ordering something at this period of time, at this point of time, and then how frequently he's coming back to the application and then placing some orders. Then user happiness, something like how satisfied the user is. Is he liking the user interface or some of the features of the application? Is the listing or the clothing available on the application is matching his interest? So that we can know from customer ratings and reviews. And then again, how frequently he's referring someone else or the dear ones or family ones onto this platform. Through that we can know this. And the final one is revenue, how much we are generating or the monetary value we are generating through this application or through the business model. That can be known from the amount of orders received or the order value generated.
Now we are going to tell you the roadmap for the year in 4 phases. In the first phase, you can see we'll be providing the market analysis. We'll be doing the customer behavior analysis and we'll be doing the competitor analysis. After this, we have to list on all the features that we have to implement both in the online as well as the offline channel. In the second phase, we are going to promote our product through digital market. And since we have to go offline as well, that is why we have to collaborate with the retailers as well as in malls. In third, we are going to build up a customer support system which are going to be proficient in regional languages. We are doing this because India is a very diverse country and we have to implement our product pan-India. In the third phase, we are going to update our customer app. We can introduce some of the features like location tracking. And also, now we have to go omni-channel. By this, we mean we are going to do the marketing and promotion by trying different marketing channels. In the last phase, after promotion, we are going to launch our service and as well as we are going to provide the customer assistance 24/7. We will analyze the success matrix and then we have to see what is the customer feedback, what are their ratings and reviews. We'll be doing some of the modification according to them. We'll study the retailer's feedback and then we have to educate our users based on the new features. Thank you so much. We are now open for the Q&A session.
Excellent, excellent. So folks, we'll structure the Q&A in this way. We'll start from the Americas, Mexico, maybe North America, and thereafter move to Europe, and then finally end in India. So I think in Mexico, we have Brenda. Brenda, are you there on the call?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, Brenda.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I have been listening to your presentation. It's a really cool idea, but I do have several questions. I don't know how much time I have. First of all, congratulations. I think it's a really good idea. I just see several things that might be just questions, right? How will you handle like the stock part of this application? Hi.
I think Brenda, they're not able to understand the question very well. Is it like, are you hinting at the stock price of the application?
No. What I mean is, for example, I see two different kind of customers. I see like me, the person that would use it, and at the same time, I see the retail stores who will want it, right?
True.
So here's like another question, or what I see as an important thing to mention. The way in which you will sell this app to me as a customer is completely different to the way you have to sell it to the retail store, right? So it was, I would say you should be very careful in your communication to both of them because they speak different languages. So just be sure when you present your product, be sure to realize who you're speaking to, because I, as a customer, would want something completely different than what a retail store would want. So that's just like a point. And what I mean by stock, I mean, how will you handle, if I am a retail store, I'm a very popular clothing store, how will you handle the stock? Like how many blouses I have, how many pants I have, how does this work?
Sure. So guys, can someone take the question?
So yes, Brenda, I can take the question. Neha Sharma here. So Brenda, while managing the stock in the offline channel, what we can do, since there are digital options of the product, that means if the product is or not available in our stock, the product can be digitally projected on the customer. So there will be a chance where we'll be only showing them the limited options that we have particularly in our product. We'll be only projecting those as well. But if the customer do not like those limited options, but do like the options which are not available, since we are going digital, we can show many options which are in stock or not in stock. If a customer likes a product which isn't in stock, but there's a high chance of buying it because the customer has already virtually saw the product, how it will look on him. He now likes the product. Now we can give the option of pre-ordering. We'll ask them that you can, since the product looks good on you, we will pre-order it. You can pre-order the product and then we can deliver the product to you. So this is how we are going to handle the stock if the product is not available in our stock option. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. And just one more thing, I would add, like what you're doing, like with the blouse and the dresses and stuff, I would love it as a customer if you would give me accessories option that would match. It would be amazing, like the purse and the glasses and the scarf. And then instead of buying $100, I would end up buying $250, you know, so that would be amazing also. Just as a
sure,
tip.
Brenda, noted, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
That's a good insight, Brenda. Brenda comes from an entrepreneurial background as well. So I think we have Dr. Claudia as well from IGADE Business School. Professor, are you able to hear us? So I'm not sure whether Professor is able to hear me, but yeah, she is.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Sas.
Hello there.
Hi, Saswat. And for the team, congratulations. I think it's been a very complete presentation. I just have comments for them.
Please go ahead.
So, sorry, I just have, I mean, for the time I've been, I think you have designed a good growth strategy. So I think it's a very good job.
Okay. Okay. I think, moving on, maybe we'll have Gautam. Any feedback, any thoughts, any questions for our cohort members as well from your end?
Hi, good morning, Shashwat. Are you able to hear me properly?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Wonderful. First of all, team, very well done. That was a very good, elaborate presentation. The feedback that I would have is that while you are presenting all the data that you did present, it was too much data for, if I assume myself to be an investor, a potential investor in your product. So what you could do is to synthesize all that data and drive some key insights as to what are the three major points that I would want to know as an investor from your product idea, right? And then you can all have the analysis that you've completed as backup. So when the conversation goes a little deeper after your presentation, that's when you can use those data points as a resource. So here's my question based on that. What are the top three insights or points that you substantiated with data that you would want me as an investor to remember after your presentation is over? So give me the top 3 points that you want to convey to any of your potential investors.
Guys, can someone take the question?
So, if you see that, yes, so if you see the first general overview from the industry point of view, so about $1.52 $2 billion annually in the Indian online apparel sales. This is the lost revenue by the apparel companies, and additionally they have to incur reverse logistic cost due to return of the clothes or the apparel, and 60 to 70% of this is due to the fitting problems. So this is the major problems, and it is a problem for both the users and as well as the company. So this is the main problem statement which we want to solve that. Next, from the primary research point of view, Neha can give you the insights.
So if I talk about the top 3 insights which I'll give you, the first insight is AR will definitely increase your sales. By this I mean there was the data which I mentioned that the number of users spending time on a particular product increases, and they might buy the product which they didn't previously buy. So first, there will be a tremendous increase in sales. Second, when you go to the retail shop, there are a number of people who are going to show you clothes. So that reduces the cost because this product will immensely reduce the number of people. Hence, your cost will reduce. Third, it will increase your market presence if I talk about psychology. By this I means since there will be more number of users that are going to use your product now, so there will be definitely a greater impact on the society because this is a product which is not at all available in India, and we will be having a first mover advantage and hence a better sale and a better less number of cost and a better market presence. Thank you.
Okay. That's a good attempt.
Shashwat, just a follow-up. Yep. Yeah, so thank you guys for taking a shot at it. I would also urge you to think through in a sense where you could tell me what the opportunity for your product is. And I don't need the answers right now, but this is just coming from how things work in the industry. Okay, so this will help you in the future. But again, this is just my point of view. So what the total opportunity for your product is. We understood that the market opportunity is there, but this is the kind of sales that your product can drive in the retail industry, which is X billion dollars or X million dollars. And this is what we can capture. Secondly, okay, if you mentioned reduction of costs, you have to put a number to it. And we don't need a big financial analysis, but whenever you present to an audience who you want to sell your idea and sell your product to, you need to tell them what could be the generation of revenue, what is the Y $1 million of cost that could be saved with this, and finally, in the 5 years that you're going to launch this product, what is your NPV looking like if you have to put all sorts of capital expenditures and you have to put all sorts of operating expenditures. This is what your product can drive. So therefore, my delta is $1 million or something like that. That's when I, as an investor, become interested in the product. And that will just, so you've done a great job with the presentation. This will just help you take it to the next level. And you can actually pitch this idea in the market, trying to get some money out of it. That's just my 2 cents on it, guys. And, once again, great job.
Thank you, Gautam, for the question as well as the suggestion. But I would we do have a guest estimated cost of the app development, and I would request Nishan to do share his screen and show the estimated cost of our app.
Sure. Just a second. So we have estimated the app development cost by various features that we are going to have in the app. So we have come to an estimation that it will take around 19 lakh for the development phase, and about initial apart from that, about the database management and technical documentation and the support thing will be annually occurring 12 lakh per annum. So these are the cost structure in the different head, and these are the breakup in terms of different features that we are going to implement in the upper app. So we have done this analysis, and this is and we have assumed that our assumption is that we are going to develop the app through the Indian tech market. So this cost is according to the Indian tech market.
Excellent, excellent. Love this Excel sheet as well, Nishant. Thanks for sharing. So moving on to the European geography, I think we have Abhishek.
Yeah, guys, I think very good job, and we already looked at it yesterday, and I can already see a very massive improvement in the draft version. Especially the storyline has become more clear. You have articulated your points well. For me, I mean, not many questions. Only good comments to congratulate you on putting this effort. And creating this particular idea as well. I mean, agreeing on Gautam, I think I see that there are details which you have mentioned in good way. There are also details which you have mentioned without going without understanding the why part. And only thing which would really add more value to this presentation is a little bit of competitor analysis, because I could not understand as to why this idea needs to be in the market. Is it an existing idea which you are trying to make it better, or this idea does not exist at all, and you're trying to come up, be the first person? And I'm not sure if this is something which nobody has ever explored. So there must be some companies who are doing something similar. So I just wanted to know if that analysis you have done, which kind of shows that there is a real value addition and contribution from this idea which does not exist yet. So that's the only suggestion I have here.
Yeah, okay. Sure, Abhishek, I'll take this. Coming to the competitors part, as we've already said, we are trying to launch this in India. The application feature or the online application, whatever we have conveyed, that is not existent or very much in the trial phase. But the digital fitting room, yes, there are some of the famous brand outlets, retailer brand outlets, which they are trying it already for the virtual fitting room. So that is pretty much existent. Like recently, I've gone through an article wherein Lifestyle is trying to implement that in India. So yes, there are competitors, but either they are non-existent or they're still in progress or trial phase.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for answering. Of course, you need to go a little bit deeper into that, but great job, guys. I think the work which you have put in a short time with the amount of details in several aspects is commendable. So thank you so much for this presentation.
Over to Taco, who is the owner of Encompass Marketing Solutions based out of Harlem, Amsterdam as well. And genesis of the idea of the case study has actually come to us from Taco itself. So Taco, our chief guest, please can you take over and ask some questions?
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing a lot of information. And Gautam said it already before. It was very hard to follow because it was so much information on one slide, and then at the same time there was a voiceover as well. So as a listener, normally pitch presentations, they take 15 minutes and you should not have more than 12 slides or something with only your highlights. And either you grasp the attention of a potential investor, or it is just bad luck. But that's the way it goes in reality. I see from a theoretical perspective that you guys followed all the well-known patterns and you did all the exercise. I can see that, so. I know my theories pretty well, and I recognized a lot of models and analysis that you have done. Which is great when you are presenting to professors and to people in the academic environment. However, most business entrepreneurs, they don't know these type of models and they don't apply them. They do things on gut feeling and experience. Very simple. So I would like to understand a little bit more about your gut feeling and your experience. And I would like to know from each of you, what type of apparel did you buy before and how many times have you done it? Just as a consumer.
Yeah, I'll start.
Don't fight to be first.
Yes, thank you, Taco, for the question. So, as a customer shopping online, in my previous experiences shopping online, I've got different clothing. I mostly prefer buying sports apparel online. And if it's something like formals which I have to wear to business or company, an organization, then I prefer shopping offline because there needs to be some customized fitting for that. And apart from that, if clothing or brands which you can prefer buying online, which you can see, readily buy them. So I prefer buying online. Yeah, that's it.
Anyone else?
So, yeah, Taco, I'll answer Neha Sharma. So what I do prefer buying online is mostly the casual wear, that is like tops and t-shirt. But I do have a thinking that I personally do not buy any of the bottom wears like jeans and everything, because this is a major issue that I have been facing. The particular my waist, it is always varying according to the brand. So I do not know, maybe the X brand may cost me this much waist, the Y brand may cost this much weight. So I have to get it customized, and then there's a return hassle problem. So that is the major reason I'm not going to buy bottom wear, but I do prefer to buy top wears, which generally are like, do not require much more of the customization. And like, if I talk about the frequency, I'm like a good buyer. So I buy like twice a month or so online. Thank you.
Others?
Anyone
Hi,
else?
Taco, this is Ekta here. Yeah, hi, Taco, this is Ekta here. Thank you for the question and suggestions. So I am also a conscious buyer. I buy a lot online, and that too, I also prefer buying top wears as well as dresses online, because as Neha said, preference for bottom wear is not present that much online because of the sizes issue for various brands. Also, I have in my past experiences had a lot of issue returning the products because of their size issues for top wear as well. So yeah, I buy online, but since I am from a small town in India, so I usually prefer buying online. But since I have no choice of various apparels here, so yeah, since although there's a high return rate, still because of less options, I prefer online buying.
Okay. The point, and that's the reason why I'm asking it. Everyone has certain preferences of buying certain type of apparel products, and other ones not. Yeah. And that's logical and obvious. You know, when I was a student, between my 17th and my 25th, before my first real job, I was a sales guy in apparel shops in Amsterdam. So I've spent thousands of hours as a sales guy in shops, serving men and women, you know, and selling them all kinds of garments from low end to the most expensive designer brands, you know. And there's hardly anything as personal, and not only personal, also emotional, as buying clothing, you know. Unless it would be my sixth polo shirt, medium size, that is so standardized that I know that it fits. But that is what we call a straight rebuy. Yeah. So straight rebuys is something that people, you know, might buy online for sakes of convenience or whatsoever. Yeah. But when it comes indeed to pants or shirts or things that become more expensive, or where, you know, size and whatsoever becomes more important and less standardized, then it becomes a very comprehensive type of exercise for everyone. And it's a trial and error. I've had people in my shops, you know, that with whom I spent 1.5 hours trying this, that, and sometimes, you know, it would fit perfectly, but still the person would say, no, I don't like it, because everyone looks at his body in a different way. Yeah. And yes, I believe, you know, I believe that at a certain moment, robots and artificial intelligence and augmented reality is going to help us to overtake real life situations. Yeah. However, is the market ready for that right now? I doubt it, frankly speaking. We all know that airports have, you know, started to use these body scans as safety and security. So instead that you have to take everything out of your pockets, at least here in Western Europe, most airports have these very expensive machines. They cost $1.5 million each as an investment, and they scan your body. And when they started using these machines 1.5 to 2 years ago, there was huge opposition, because you could see the body shape of a person. Now, yeah, when you are a photo model and you have the perfect shape, you might not mind, you know, showing your body to everyone. But for a lot of people, they are not so open about sharing their body, you know, especially when a photo is taken and it is stored online in a database or whatsoever. And we all know about hackers and, you know, data security and stuff like that. And it's not so obvious that people would say, you know, this is the excellent solution. Secondly, and I've got great experience buying apparel online. Yeah. I buy for my son always the Gap brand, which is one of my most preferred stores. I would not buy it for myself, but for our son, we do it, because there's no Gap store in the Netherlands. So it is very convenient. We order it from the UK and 5 days later. But we know exactly what his sizes are, you know, so no issue. 19, we never have to return anything. Yeah? But that is, again, standardized, and I know what I'm buying. I know the brand that I'm buying, and I know their service levels, etc., etc. So that's another point, because you did not mention at all what type of clothing you are going to sell, what type of brands you are going to sell, how you're going to position the platform, etc., etc. So what positioning for which market segment, etc. Yeah. And that are all kinds of aspects you first have to sort out in detail before you even should start considering to start putting. My next question, you know, how much money are you willing to put yourself into this idea? Is it $10,000 per person, $50,000 per person? Would you take a loan for it? Is it that you know, believe so much into it? Because that's what investors want to see, you know. How much money did you put into it yourself? Yeah, what is the risk that you took, and how much do you believe in it? Now, we could talk about it for many hours more, and it would be my pleasure to do so. I think it's a great effort as a business case, as a starting point, but there is much more you need to sort out before, it has the level of maturity to really bring it forward to, any type of investment fund or investor. That's my feedback. Like I said, from a theoretical perspective, it all looks very smart. However, investors really look at, what is the chance of success of this? How scalable is it? Is the market ready for it? Do your numbers fit today? Yeah, in terms of penetration, in terms of bottleneck, is it current users that you would attract? Is it new type of users? Why, etc., etc. So a lot of work to be done. Sorry that I took so long, but I just, I listened to you for 45 minutes, so I thought, I steal some of your time.
Thank
All
you
the
so
best.
much, Taco.
I think, yeah, thank you. No, thank you. I think a very, very relevant point, Taco, you made, and thanks for taking time out. I think this was a very deep insight, on each of the aspects that you mentioned, and I totally agree that I think it's a good slide for an idea to think about the idea, but if it has to be taken to next level, there is, a lot, humongous amount of work will be required for that. So thank you so much for the comments.
Nothing replaces experience, Taco, and of course your experiential thoughts are music to the ears as well. So moving on to the Indian part, I think we have Amit Singh, who is the HR of Myntra Jabong, which is one of the India's largest digital shopping platform as well. So Amit, over to you for any questions for our cohort members.
Yeah, thanks, Aswad. Really appreciate the session conducted today. I think it's evening in India. Yeah. So kudos to the IIFT team for comprehensive explanation around the case. So kudos to everyone. Okay. I have few questions here because I'm kind of associated with this e-commerce industry for quite some time. I think you people already highlighted few of the aspects like fitting and return issues. One of the aspects you highlighted with respect to fitting and return. But if you go in details, at least in the Indian e-commerce industry, we already have 30 days return policy. At the same time, there is a policy of alteration services. So I think that problem is already has been checked. Okay. Now comes the second part. You talked about the hygiene issues. Most of the e-commerce already doing contactless deliveries. At the same time, they are focusing on payment with no COD. Like they already have done that aspect as well. So, and omni-channel and store networks are already in place. So I appreciate that you highlighted those aspects, but I can say most of the solutions are already in place by most of the organization in the apparel segment. But nevertheless, I appreciate that you explored in such a detail. I have a questions with respect to human aspects here. Like if you think and go in detail in the prevalent situation, which is like a COVID, okay? And here I will consider apparel or clothing as a non-essential services, okay? So how you all are going to generate positive emotional sentiment here? Because purchasing apparel or clothing are considered as non-essentials, and folks normally shop during positive frame of mind when they're feeling happy or good about themselves or about their families. So how you're going to sort this cognitive dissonance, at least for the next 3-6 or months or 1 year, because COVID is going to here for some time. And the second question is related to aligning or streamlining supply chain, because at the end of the day, most of the customers are facing compromised TAT with respect to return of the shipment or arrival of the shipment, whatever. And since because of the COVID or because of the social distancing norms, any of the warehouses are not working on the 100% efficiency. So again, there is a challenge. So I have two questions, simple questions. One is with respect to streamlining supply chain, and the second is how to how to bridge this cognitive dissonance in which, in a sad state of mind, people are going to purchase non-essentials of clothing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Amit. I will take this question. So before answering the question, I really love the fact that you told us about the 30-day change of option that we do have in India, and that is definitely in Myntra. That's a good thing. But we are trying to build a product that is universally applicable. So like few of the applications such as Zivame, Clovia, Shane, these are the products which do not provide us easy return hassle. There is no return policy in Clovia. There is no return policy in Zivame. So we are here to provide a universal solution that might be implemented in all the applications that are here in India as well. And like talking about the first question, yeah.
Neha, I would like to add in this first
Yeah.
point as well. Amit, as you were saying, no, 30 days written policy. What if we provide something, in our application already, we have planned of this feature which gives you customized body fitting, which actually shows your, the avatar with customized body fitting. So it will remove like 99% of the chance of customer returning your product. So why do we again need to worry about 30-day return policy and all? At this point, we are maximizing the probability of customer accepting the order, or placing the order and accepting the product. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi, for this. And Amit, I would love to answer your first question regarding the emotional string, how we can catch. So everyone here knows that how the job losses have occurred, and it has impacted all over the country as well as the world. So for this question, how it strikes me is that we can definitely have an emotional string on the formal wears, because every person, whether experienced or non-experienced, are now trying to appear for interviews digitally, and they have to look best in the outfit because that is the only thing that is going to be visible in the web page or in the web camera. So striking the emotional string on the professional accessories, on the professional wears. So this is the way how we can definitely target our audience, and then we can move down to the funnel and then lead them to the sale. Thank you.
Also, Amit, I would like to add something to the emotional aspect of shopping online. So the recent Myntra sale that happened in just recently in June itself. So I was scrolling through the app the last day, the day after the sale ended. So there was this, there was a tag by in the Myntra app itself that thank you for shopping with us, and it said around 2.5 lakh new customers were brought up on the app on the first day itself of the sale. So in India, yeah, it is pandemic and it's a time of distress for sure, but it is here to stay. And people, since they are not able to go out, they are tend to move towards online itself. So those previous sales in all the websites, showed as to how much Indians are preferring to buy online. So I think the emotional aspect is already.
I think we lost Ikta for a while. Ikta, I think it's on mute, but I think we understood the gist she was trying to hint on. So due to paucity of time, we'll move ahead as well. Thanks, Amit, for your presence as well. And moving on to Naveen Hemani. Naveen is an ISB grad and currently on the strategic initiative side of Max Group and is an investment professional. So he also is keen to look into investing and angel portfolio as well. So Naveen, over to you for any questions that you may have for our cohort members.
Sure. Thank you, Shashwat. So first of all, great job, team. It's quite evident that a lot of analysis has been done to come up with this presentation. But a couple of things. So one thing that was not very clear to me from the presentation was who is the customer here? Is the customer the end consumer who is buying the apparel, or are you selling this technology capability to the e-commerce platforms and the retail stores? Who is the end consumer? Who is the customer that you're selling it to? And second, what is the revenue model like? So for e-commerce platforms and the offline retail stores, of course, the revenue will come from directly selling this technology capability. But if you're selling directly to the consumer, I wanted to understand more on the model itself. How will you directly sell this technology capability or app to the directly to the end consumer? Would it be like a marketplace model, as in this will be an app and all these e-commerce players and offline stores can come as a vendor or seller in this platform, and this AR capability will be provided to the end consumer, and end consumer can buy from this marketplace, and you can make a revenue out of the per conversion basis, or how it is? I just want to understand more on the revenue model and the customer itself.
Naveen, thank you for the question. I'll take this. So the revenue model will be based upon the target group. So here we are having two target group, one as the online and one as the offline. So when we talk about the offline, so we are going to sell our capability to the retailers. So by that, retailers can then digitally project their clothes, and which can be then sold to the customers. When we talk about the online, we are going to implement the application on our end, and then we are going to collaborate with many people, just like Flipkart does, like pantry, clothes, technologies, everything. So this is how we are going to do. But talking about the AR that is implemented in the phone side, this is not going to happen definitely in the first phase. And I don't think so it is really essential at this point, because if you see various applications, for example, Snapchat, which is people are using in India, like AR is not implemented definitely in my phone. But yes, I can definitely use some of the filters where AR is implemented. I can have a bigger eyes, I can have a bigger nose, or they are like makeup apps where definitely a lipstick can be put on my face. So definitely my phone is not having any AR thing, but the application providers. So AR will not be implemented on the customer phone in the first phase, and this will be on our side in the online channel. In the offline channel, we are going to sell it to the retailers, from where we are going to get the revenue. Thank you.
So just a follow up on this. So I still did not understand who is the customer here. Are you selling this capability to the businesses? So for example, in layman terms, is it a B2B product or a B2C product or a B2B, B2C product?
So this is a B2B product for offline and B2C product, B2B product for offline, B2C product for the online application.
So when you say B2C for the online application, would it mean like the company that you're coming up with, or this application, would it function like a Apple e-commerce platform, just like Myntra or Zimbabwe? Or is it just supporting the technology that will be provided to these players?
Former one. We are going to, former one which you mentioned, an application that is similar to Myntra, Zimbabwe, Clovia, but an AR implemented on that application.
Okay, so that will mean that you will have to source the Apple as well, and all the logistics capabilities will come in as well.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
So I just want to add on to this. Why don't you think of a model where this is just a marketplace, and you provide this AR capability as a marketplace, just like Flipkart, and all these e-commerce platforms can come in as a seller there, be it Zimbabwe or Myntra or whatever companies these are. Because as someone rightly mentioned, these companies don't have existing technology which can support AR. So you can provide the platform of AR, and all these vendors can come in as sellers, and you can make a revenue out of all the the conversions that will happen through your platform. This is just something that you can think of, because starting a e-commerce platform itself, it's a big challenge right now, because you'll need technology, logistics capabilities as well. And the only differentiating point that you have with you right now is this AR capability. So a consumer moving from a Myntra or Zimbabwe just because you have a AR capability, is not very probabilistic. So rather than, and it will just be a matter of time before these companies, Myntra, Zimbabwe, and all these companies come up with such AR capabilities. So I would rather suggest you look into this model, that you become a platform and support these players rather than service provider, rather than take their market share.
Thanks, Naveen.
Thank you, Naveen, for the suggestion.
That's a good insight for either Myntra or Zimbabwe as well. Folks, I think we have a question from Ashutosh Chaturvedi, who is a close friend and our batchmate. And Ashutosh, are you there on the call?
Yeah.
Yes, Ashutosh. Yes, over to you for our juniors.
Yeah. Thanks, Shashwat. So plenty of positives to be taken away from the presentation. I would just focus on some questions which I had regarding the AR capabilities and the product that is going to be sold to the B2B on a B2B basis, right? So first of all, there are some issues which need to be tackled, which are on the cultural front. If you're talking about launching such a project for the Indian market, so we have to understand that India is somewhere in the middle. It is not very progressive. It is not very conservative. But yes, I heard the point which was raised by Tekon, and I completely agree with that. Not many people would be willing to share the dimensions of their bodies as willingly as, for example, some more liberal countries, people in liberal countries would. And there obviously stands a very pertinent issue of a trust factor which has to be there for any person to share those statistics with any company. Now, for the trust factor to be there, that brand has to be uh, somewhat already incumbent into the market and having a customer base which is already in an emotional relationship with the brand, right? And we are talking about something of a great deal of standardization in terms of the products that we have, right? For example, we understand that the sizes of brands differ in dimensions, right? So we are trying to bring in some sort of standardization also, but we also need to understand that our product cuts across all brands and all standards that each respective brand sort of has for their respective brands, right? So there has to be a massive exercise which has to be done, first of all, to formulate and construct digital catalogs for each and every product regardless of the brand that they are coming from, and then those brands should be on the same page when they are talking about retailers selling their brands in that manner. Why do you think has this standardization not already happened? Because this makes sense. All the brands coming on a similar platform and similar level of standardization, so that people have a better awareness and knowledge of where the products are in terms of dimensions when they give away those statistics, right? Yes, Zivame is one example. They have been able to take those statistics, narrow it down, and they send the customers exactly what they have on their catalog, regardless of the brand that they're selling. Then on a strategic level, again, like I talked about, bringing all those trusted brands onto the same platform and telling them to sell their products according to only the dimensions that they are now getting from the customer rather than the conventional system that they have been following. It is going to be a big ask, right? Then I understand that there's an opportunity which has arisen because of the COVID-19 situation, and people are now not as comfortable going to an offline store and trying products and then making a decision then and there. So the existential problem that this platform or this capability, which is the AR capability, is trying to solve is people won't be able to people would be able to objectively take a decision that this is a product that they want to buy based on the AR capability, and they would be sure that this is going to be exactly what they are looking at on a platform which is AR enabled, right? But uh, with the 30-day return policies and some other policies which are already there on the existing platforms, I'm not sure how much people would be willing to pay more for this capability. Because let's not take anything away from the existing policies, customers, the end consumers, are still very comfortable trying those products at home within their own private rooms, and then deciding, having, because we have to understand that textile or clothes for that matter, they are a product of touch and feel. You see something on the computer, you see something on the mobile, and then you don't decide there and then whether you are going to end up with this product 1 month down the line, right? So how much this product has utility there, and also the B2C platforms that are already there, that needs to be ascertained in a very objective manner. So those are some of the feedback. Those are some of the feedback that I had for the team. These need to be ironed out before things can go forward.
Thank you. Thanks, Ashutosh. So I think, folks, there are a couple of other questions as well, but we are already, we have overshot the time by like another 20 minutes. So I will close it. But I'll drop in a mail to the participant or the cohort members with the respective questions, and maybe you can get back to the respective folks as well. So panelists as well as members from different parts of the world, thank you so much for joining the call. Really appreciate the time and the feedback that you've given to our cohort members. Taco, loved your insights, absolutely respected. And folks, I will be sending across the recording as well at a later point in time. And I hope everyone, including the audience as well as the cohort members, had a great time interacting with fellow folks from different parts of the world. Have a great evening and a great day as well, Gautam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much for giving us.
Bye.